Hey everyone, I'm astrologer Solomon Royal, and today we're exploring one of the more subtle but deeply meaningful transits of the year, Venus conjunct Saturn in Pisces. Now this is a moment that doesn't announce itself with fireworks. It moves like tidewater, slow, emotional, full of quiet revelations. In this video, I'm going to read you something I wrote about the deeper meanings of this conjunction. It's about beauty, boundaries, memory, and devotion. So if you've been feeling that soft ache lately, that bittersweet pull towards something real, well, this might speak to you. Let's get into it. So this alignment is exact on April 7th, 2025, but because both planets are lingering in Pisces for weeks, we're feeling its influence throughout much of March and April. This is a season of taking in the sacred architecture of our lives. Venus wants to connect, to soften, to open. Saturn wants us to draw lines to define what's real and to honor what will last. Together, they don't cancel each other out, they collaborate. When they do, they ask us, what are you truly devoted to? What beauty is worth the work? Now, Venus and Saturn may seem like opposites on the surface, but they are far from it. In fact, they share something deep. Saturn is exalted in Libra, Venus' sign, and Venus, in turn, is dignified in Pisces, where this conjunction takes place. So in Libra, Saturn learns to hold space for others, to weigh consequences, to build bridges rather than walls. That's because Venus teaches Saturn how to relate, not just regulate. So this exaltation reveals something beautiful. When love has form, it lasts. When limits are loving, they protect. And here in Pisces, Saturn is the one doing the exalting of Venus now. This transit is especially striking to me because we actually see Saturn, the slowest of the traditional planets, speed up to reach the exact meeting with Venus, just as she slows down to nothing more than a crawl. So Saturn, who normally favors realism and restraint, is choosing to honor something softer. He sees Venusian things not as naive or indulgent, but as sacred. He slows down for Venus, builds with her, waits for her. There's something achingly romantic in this, the elder planet known for cutting away the non-essential, recognizing that this dream, this beauty, is worth making room for, whatever this Venus represents. And adding to that ache is the reminder that this is the final time Saturn and Venus will meet in Pisces for nearly 3 decades. Saturn is preparing to move into Aries, a harsh journey for him, a place where Venus struggles and where Saturn himself has fallen. So this adds a layer of quiet nostalgia to this conjunction. Pisces is indeed the end of the zodiac, where things dissolve, return to the source, where they get washed clean for a new cycle. Though we're beginning to build something new, we may be grieving what won't come with us, even if it's just our old idea of how things should be. Saturn in Aries will become more martial, more urgent, more combative after all. His partnership with Venus will shift, less collaboration, more conflict. So this is a rare and sacred moment when structure bends towards love, and the dream asks to be made real, to be defined, to have discipline put into making it real. We are invited to savor this moment, to mark it. Of course, I have some practical wisdom for this transit for you. Venus and Saturn in Pisces can really feel like an ache, but not one without meaning. Here's how to navigate it. Don't rush what's ripening. If something feels slow, whether a relationship, a creative project, or even a healing process, that doesn't mean it's wrong. Saturn slows things down so they can deepen and refine. My next point. Create beauty with boundaries. This is an ideal time to set loving, growth-oriented limits, financial, emotional, or relational. Think long-term. What needs a container to grow well? Think like a gardener. We're cultivating a garden here. So, my next point after that, honor your nostalgia, but don't get lost in it. Pisces can draw us into memory. Let yourself revisit the past. This is a meaning-making exercise. But use what you learned there to shape what comes next. Look forward to the future. And now, my last point. Bring the dream into form. Even a small act, a letter, a piece of art, a promise kept can be the start of something enduring. Pisces dreams it. Saturn gives it form. And ultimately, ask yourself, what is truly worth the effort? This transit wants to align your effort with your heart. What do you love enough to commit to, even when it isn't easy? And yeah, it's not a flashy transit. It's quiet, deep, enduring. But if you lean in, You may just find that this moment sets the foundation for something that lasts, something beautiful, not because it's easy, but because it was built with care. So let this be a season of taking in the sacred architecture of our lives, where grace meets gravity, where something eternal can be born from this. And if this resonates, I'd love to hear what this transit is bringing up for you. You can always find me at SolomonRoyalAstrology.com.